What's good, YouTube? It's your boy K-Flex, and I'm back here with another video. And today we're going to be talking about who should be starting at quarterback for the Miami Dolphins week 1 now. Real quick, give me a round of applause for even making this video right now, because I honestly want to lay down in bed and cry because of how bad the Rockets got cheated last night, but I decided to get up and do something productive. So, round of applause for me, okay? Round of applause. Now, to get into this video, the Dolphins have made it clear that it will be a competition. So, I think the right way to phrase this question is, who should we want to win the QB competition, or who do I want to win the QB competition? Now, real quick, shout out to people who like this video before they even heard this sentence. Now, let's get into the video. The two competitors are Ryan Fitzpatrick and Josh Rosen. Now, Ryan Fitzpatrick is a great player, okay? Well, not great. Whoa. I started off this video lying for what reason? My bad. Ryan Fitzpatrick is a good player when he wants to be. He's a good quarterback. He's the quarterback that gave us the best chance of winning that was in free agency that was left at the time that we picked him up. So he's a good quarterback. Sometimes he's great, sometimes he's bad. It's a reason that he's pretty much a career backup is because he's so inconsistent, right? But he can reach heights that, you know what I'm saying, elite quarterbacks have reached in certain games. He could just play completely unconscious, and then the next game he could play like straight dog shit. So that's why, obviously he was a free agent. That's why he's not a starter. That's why the Dolphins were able to pick him up when they were able to pick him up, is because he's not that amazing, okay? But he does have stretches that he plays wonderful in. Now, Josh Rosen just played a year with the Cardinals. He did not have a great year, but he was in a really bad predicament with the Cardinals. I'm talking about from every aspect of the Cardinals team was awful. It's the reason they got the #1 overall draft pick. They were in the whole team was absolutely abysmal, okay? So it's hard to really judge him off that, but he did have a bad season. Now in regular, ordinary circumstances, I always say that I like for a rookie quarterback to sit behind a veteran for a year. In regular circumstances, if y'all went back to my video when I said I wanted to get Haskins or whatever, I always said that if we got Haskins, I wouldn't care if he sat behind Ryan Fitzpatrick for a year. I said last year if we would have drafted Josh Rosen, if we would have drafted Josh Allen, if we would have drafted Baker Mayfield, I always said if they sit behind Ryan Tannehill for a year, I would not have cared, okay? Because I seen Mahomes sit behind Alex Smith for a year and then turn into a monster. I think, it may help a quarterback to not get thrown in the fire right away. Now, that's under normal circumstances. And although I feel like Josh Rosen is a rookie, this is not normal circumstances. He's already played a season, and he's already been thrown into the fire. So with that being said, the quarterback that I hope will be starting and that I think should be starting week 1 is Josh Rosen, okay? For a couple of reasons. The main 100% reason being is because he's younger and he's the future, right? Or hopefully the future, okay? And we're not going to know that unless he plays. Now, even if Ryan Fitzpatrick is the more polished player right now or whatever the case may be, I don't want him starting for the simple fact that he has no future. I'm thinking long term, right? And if we're gearing up for 2020, like we're gearing up for 2020 with all these picks and everything, this year, honestly, is not going to be the best. Obviously, we're going to try to compete, but I don't know how good it's going to be. It's no point of Ryan Fitzpatrick playing the majority of the games when he's not the future, when we're supposed to be finding out what Josh Rosen has. So, although the Dolphins say that there's a competition, I do feel they feel the same way as I do. And regardless of who's starting week 1, Josh Rosen will be starting by the end of the season, okay? It's damn near impossible. Even if Ryan Fitzpatrick gets named the starter week 1, unless we go like 6-2, Josh Rosen will be starting by week 8, okay? That's just a fact, because you don't pick up Josh Rosen to not figure out what he has. So this competition and everything sounds nice, but it's no way Josh Rosen isn't starting by the end of the season. Now, I personally would like to see him starting sooner than later. The reason why I would like to see him start sooner than later is because sample size, If he don't start till week 12, say, if Josh Rosen doesn't get to start till week 12, he has 2 great games, 1 bad game, and 1 mediocre game. What did we learn about Josh Rosen? What did we learn about Josh Rosen? Now, we're entering in the 2020 draft, and we still don't know if we got our quarterback or not. You know what I'm saying? And so, for the sake of a sample size, I think, if we get to see Josh Rosen play 16 games or even, 10 games, then we can really figure out what type of quarterback he is. But, I would rather him start a majority of the games this season, because It's all about figuring out what kind of quarterback he is. Now, sure, you could say, okay, whatever. Now, sure, you can start Ryan Fitzpatrick all season and then figure out what kind of quarterback Josh Rosen is next year. But say he's a good quarterback. Well, guess what? He's in his 3rd season. After his 4th, you got to pay him. So why not just figure this out right now? And then another problem with starting Ryan Fitzpatrick and not starting Josh Rosen this season is, metaphorically speaking, we start Ryan Fitzpatrick, we lose a lot of games, we're in position to get one of these quarterbacks in 2020, but we don't know what Josh Rosen got. So how can we sit up there and say, oh, let's draft Fromm, let's draft Tua, Herbert, and we don't know what Josh Rosen got yet? You know what I'm saying? We have no choice but to figure out what Josh Rosen has this year, right? So like I said, they say it's a competition, but I'm pretty sure the fan base, I'm pretty sure the coaching staff feels the same way as I do. I'm pretty sure most of the fan base feels like I do. Probably the team does too. That Josh Rosen has to be playing like at least the majority of the season over Ryan Fitzpatrick. It's just a fact, right? I don't care. Like even if Ryan Fitzpatrick is the more powerless right now, whatever, Josh Rosen has to be. We have to see what we have. You know what I'm saying? Now I will say this: Rosen, it shouldn't even be a predicament where the Dolphins give Rosen the starting job after week 8, because Rosen should be the starter week 1, right? Because Rosen should beat out Ryan Fitzpatrick for the quarterback position. You know what I'm saying? And if he doesn't, that's a bad sign to me, right? If you can't beat out Ryan Fitzpatrick for the quarterback position, that's a bad sign, right? You have the higher upside, you have the longer future. You should be able to beat older Ryan Fitzpatrick out for it shouldn't be a situation where Ryan Fitzpatrick has to lose for you to get the position. You should beat him out in training camp. That will be a sign to me that Josh Rosen has at least made, a little leap, because last season he was not better than Ryan Fitzpatrick. So if he beats out Ryan Fitzpatrick this year, that at least shows me that, he improved a lot. You know what I'm saying? He has a crazy chip on his shoulder. He said in a press conference today that if his chip on his shoulder got any bigger, he might tip over, okay? He has an incredible chip on his shoulder right now. He's highly motivated. We're going to get the best Josh Rosen we can get this season. It's going to be beautiful. If he's terrible, then we know we're still in the quarterback market. If he's not, then we got a quarterback. Now, because I've been so excited about this Josh Rosen pickup. I know people probably think that I think that Josh Rosen is going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback or something like that. And that's not the case at all. I'm just happy that we're giving him a chance and that he could be. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not by a long shot saying that Josh Rosen is going to save the organization. But at least we're giving him an opportunity. At least we're trying to get the quarterback of the future. We're going to have to keep doing this, guys, until we get it right. Hopefully we got it right with Rosen, but if we don't get it right with Rosen, we're going to have to do it again. We're going to have to find a way to get another quarterback, whether it's in 2020 or however, with free agency, however you going to do it, but we have to do this until we get it right. It's just the way of the matter. We're not going to win unless we get a quarterback. That's just a fact. But I will say this guy has the most upside out of any quarterback we've had in ever, okay? Even with Tannehill, I wasn't this excited. And the thing about when Tannehill was drafted, it was 2012. I was in like high school. I was a freshman or something. So I wasn't like into it like I am now. But I've never been this excited for a quarterback ever for the Dolphins. Obviously when Tannehill got hurt that year, we picked up Jay Cutler, and then we picked up Brock Osweiler. And it's like, I've never been this excited for a quarterback. But anyway, to wrap up the video, I would just say, Josh Rosen needs to win this battle, right? Josh Rosen has to win this battle. If he does it, it's a bad sign. If he does, it's a good sign. Either way, whether he wins or loses the battle, he's still gonna have to be starting by week 16. By the second half of the season, he's gonna have to be starting, because we have to figure out what we have before we go into the 2020 draft thinking that we don't or do need a quarterback. We need to figure out that answer right away. It'll be interesting to see like how they test each other's intelligence, because everybody always says, oh, Josh Rosen thinks he's so smart, and then you have Ryan Fitzpatrick, who went to Harvard, who's known as being the smartest quarterback. So that'll be funny. I think they should get along. I don't know them honestly personally, but they seem like they should get along. But anyway, let's go wrap the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about the QB competition. Let me know who you guys want to win, think should win, what type of scenario y'all think should happen. Like, comment, subscribe. Road to 8K on the way. It's your boy K Flexing. I'm out.